Tank. So your breast stink, no?
Oh, yeah, we was in, no. It was crazy. We was in Charlotte, we was in the club, you know what I'm saying? And
Gervonta Davis has gotten into so many altercations against boxing professionals this year that when he entered into an unexplainable silence, it caught everyone by surprise. Tank has moved from firing shots at Bill Haney and Devin Haney, calling Claressa Shields ugly, tagging Eddie Hearn a snake and putting Floyd Mayweather out there as a debtor, to throwing verbal jabs at Shakur Stevenson and publicly promising to go after Frank Martin's girlfriend before eventually knocking him out in the ring. Now, his latest victim is Edgar Berlanga, and while it is clear that the pair aren't on a collision course in the squared circle, boxing fans all over the world are enjoying every bit of the revived Gervonta Davis.
Pops was trying to show him love in the club. We was in Starlets in the club. Pops was trying to show him love, and he came out a little aggressive. I feel like because he didn't know too much people what was going. It was so crowded, and the club was so crazy packed.
This also gives fans a hint that Tank Davis's return into the boxing ring isn't any far from now, as you'd mostly see his chaotic and controversial dimensions when he's getting set to give his gas another devastating knockout display in the boxing ring. This time, Gervonta Davis and Edgar Berlanga got into it after Edgar Berlanga's first career loss to Canelo Alvarez earlier this month. Of course, the favorite won the fight, and it wasn't Edgar Berlanga, as Canelo Alvarez defended his unified super middleweight titles with an absolute monster performance. He barely gave Edgar Berlanga a round to settle and got the better of the 26-year-old Puerto Rican over the course of the 12 rounds and knocked him down as early as the third. Almost a week after the fight was over, Edgar Berlanga confronted Gervonta Davis on X, formerly Twitter. "I heard you was posting some hating bum stuff on your Finsta thinking I ain't gonna find out Gervonta." Being the keypad warrior Gervonta Davis is, he responded soon. "And what happened? You lost. Bum." Then Berlanga fired back again. "I had you shaking out your boots in Starlets."
And like he like brushed Pops off, you know what I'm saying? And we grew up with Tank too in the amateurs, so when I seen it, that's when I got crazy, and then he got crazy, and we started going back and forth.
Then Tank Davis came for him again, saying, "I'm not gonna hold you. You're a little guy, bro. I promise I wasn't tripping off you." Berlanga then went on to reveal the real reason he came ranting against Gervonta Davis in the first place. He wrote, "At the rate Gervonta bro, you were on the phone with at the rate Heis Richardson, the soul fight aging, I was gonna get knocked out every round. Get off my stuff, bro, and make sure your PPV numbers do numbers. I already showed what type of time I'm on versus a legend. You ain't fight nobody, bro." Tank came again tweeting, "You didn't do anything. He'll be talking about fam. The most you did was hit him when he wasn't looking." He then figured from Berlanga's tweet who told him about what happened and also called out Richardson, "And at the rate Heis Richardson, we can fight now." He also responded to a fan who asked if Richardson wasn't his man, a question which he replied with a resounding no. Continuing, he said, "People really are haters and mess-ups, and I did more for guys than their own family, bum-ass guy."
And he left the club too and started going on Twitter, Twitter for him.
While they went back and forth, Gervonta Davis also responded to one more tweet from Edgar Berlanga, where the Puerto Rican was trolling Teofimo Lopez for claiming he was from New York City. Berlanga tweeted, "Teofimo Lopez is not from New York City. He's from Florida. Stop jacking NYC. You're not from here." Gervonta intervened and replied, "Boy, keep pressing that so he can say New York is his, or have more people support him in New York instead of me, New York City, and 650,000 buyers from Mexico saw it. You didn't win no rounds. In fact, you didn't even come to win, bum." This created so much heat between the pair that once Edgar Berlanga was asked about what happened in an interview, he explained how Gervonta Davis had created a scene when they met at a club, and how his social media responses were all as a result of the heat Gervonta Davis created. It's crazy. We were in Starlet. We were in a club. You know what I'm saying? And Pops was trying to show him love in the club. He was in Starlet in the club. Papa's trying to show him love. He can out a little aggressive. I feel like because he knows too much people, it was so crowded, Ad's brother was so crazy black and he like brushed Pops. You know what I'm saying? And we grew up together in the amateur. So when I saw it, that's when I got crazy and he got crazy and we started going back and forth. But I left the club, he left the club too and started going on Twitter for me. In his last fight, when Edgar Berlanga faced Canelo Alvarez, Saul Alvarez, boxing's top star, retained his unified super middleweight championship with a unanimous decision victory over Edgar Berlanga on Saturday night at T-Mobile Arena. Alvarez floored Berlanga with a monstrous left hook in round 3, his money punch, and prevailed via scores of 117, 110, 118, 109, and 118, 109. ESPN scored it a 120, 107 shoutout. This was the 5th consecutive decision victory for Alvarez, who hasn't scored a knockout win since he defeated Caleb Plant in November 2021. It's also the 4th consecutive bout in which Alvarez scored a knockdown.
Finds himself in the corner, and Canelo has a measure, but Berlanga's jab, that'll disrupt.
Now what are they gonna say? Alvarez said during his post-fight interview. I fight younger fighters. They say I fight older fighters. They always talk. I'm the best fighter in the world. My experience, my talent, my hard work, my intelligence, everything together makes me the best. If you have talent but you don't have discipline, you have nothing. Well, like we said, Tank Davis is absolutely ready for all the smoke. And just before Berlanga, he was out for Devin Haney.
You have an opportunity to do so.
Recently, Gervonta Davis's next opponent was announced, and it was an absolute disappointment to his fans, who felt he was always ducking the better opponents and going for the weaklings. Though Gervonta Davis's next opponent, Roach, is on a run of 6 victories since then, including one over former Tank Davis foe, Hector Luis Garcia, that's still not a big deal.
Than Roach, but Roach can box, but to me, he's more of an inside fighter. He fight better on the inside.
Regardless, most aren't impressed by the matchmaking, including former undisputed lightweight champion and current World Boxing Council super lightweight champion Devin Haney. Haney, who is included within a group of young American fighters alongside Davis that fans want to see fight, laughed at the news. Tank responded quickly with a picture of Haney taking a shot from shared opponent Ryan Garcia, saying, "Let's keep laughing, your face hates to see a left hook coming." Davis also posted comparing their fights. He stopped Garcia with a body shot last year, but the latter bounced back to defeat Haney via decision before failed doping tests led to the result being overturned to a no contest. Haney currently doesn't have a return date, recently revealing that Teofimo Lopez turned down an offer for a unification fight. Should Davis decide to move up to the 140 ranks again soon, fans will hope they settle their differences in the ring. But it isn't just Devin Haney who finds Tank's selection laughable. Once again, Gary Russell Jr. is calling for a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. "I would love to get back in the game," Russell said in a recent interview with the Boxing Source. "I hear Tank doesn't got an opponent yet. What's up, Tank? They say he hasn't got any opponent yet. I'm open to it." Russell is more than open to it, given that he's mentioned Davis's name for years. In December 2020, Russell promised he would spank that ass. In February 2021, he said he represented too much of a risk for Davis. In July 2021, Russell said that a fight with Davis would sell more pay-per-views than Tank's then most recent fight against Mario Barrios. Davis and Haney's feud began several years ago since they met in a sparring session, but it has re-intensified after Tank jumped onto social media to mock The Dream after his upset defeat to Ryan Garcia. Davis and Haney traded intense blows online in recent weeks, ever since Haney's defeat in his bout against Ryan Garcia, but the latest development in their feud has taken it from a simmer to a boil, and now to a violent physical altercation. The 29-year-old decided to take their age-long rivalry to a personal level by pulling up and taking a picture with Haney's luxury Mercedes Benz G63 and posting it on his social media. A video has since emerged of Haney clearly finding out about his move, and the pair have been going at it in a furious confrontation in the street. The pair were separated by their teams as they shouted inaudible insults at each other, with people around them also being dragged into the angry confrontation. Haney was clearly taking aim at Davis, and it has certainly set up a future showdown as the pair choose to settle their rivalry in the boxing ring. Footage had previously emerged which appeared to show Davis embroiled in a separate argument with Haney. Although the latter isn't entirely visible, it is clear that the fiery altercation had originated from the picture, which Davis posted with the caption, "Aha! Can't stop stuff and we're on their side." He then tweeted, "Tell them how I made you and your team dip out, and I'm on your side of town. That guy's a cold fool." Haney then responded by confirming it was his car and hitting back, "This guy liked my car so much, he took a picture next to it. Send him one at the rate champion motoring." But later, phone camera footage appeared to show Davis and Haney outside a club, shouting at one another amidst the commotion outdoors. And this was the exact same thing Gervonta Davis wanted, before people came to ruin his show by separating them. Here's what many fans don't know in the midst of this. Gervonta Davis has so much hatred for Haney because many felt Haney was better.
You know why I'm backing Ryan? Because a lot of boxers going at him. Which, when we fought, we made it cool, not saying like, but we made it cool to go at Ryan like that.
However, with Garcia's win, Haney dropped out of the conversation since Tank had beaten Ryan Garcia last year. Hence, Tank was fighting against anything that might bring Haney back into the discussion, even if it's a failed PEDs test. Gervonta Tank Davis had even surprisingly defended Ryan Garcia after it emerged. King Rai had failed 2 tests on the day before and of their crunch clash. Most importantly, he was enjoying Ryan Garcia's win more than anyone else, as it seemed the Haneys were his bigger enemies. Well, what many fans have to say about this is that for the past 5 years, Devin had been after Gervonta Davis, hoping to fix a match between the both of them. However, Tank didn't show up all along. But once Devin Haney got his first loss against an obvious and overweight cheat, Tank had come at both him and his father on X countlessly. Once the fight was over, Gervonta Davis was quick to re-emphasize his dominance in boxing and make some mockery of both Devin Haney and his father. He also took to X saying, "Forget Devin, where Bill at, where Dirt at?" And on a different tweet, he wrote, "I'm still coming out to get guys, it's not over, these guys gotta see me." But no one thought it'd really get to the next level until now. He had also said, "Look at Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, then look at my fight versus Ryan." If Ryan looked any different, he probably looked worse versus Haney. Bigger, much slower. He only hit him with the same punch I told everybody, a hook, a hook, a hook. Devin was sitting right there to be caught with the hook.
Bro, go look at Ryan fight and go look at Ryan versus Devin and go look at my fight versus versus Ryan.
And they were talking about this guy pound for pound. Come on, he's trash, he's trash. Their intense brawl came not too long after Gervonta Davis had shockingly supported Ryan Garcia amidst his doping allegations. Also, Claressa Shields, who has also had some social media clashes with Gervonta Davis, commented on the issue. What's actually interesting about this is that their most recent clash was sparked by Gervonta Davis's posts about Devin Haney. After Devin Haney's loss, Tank Davis had come after the Haneys with so much force that raised questions. And then, taking notice of Tank Davis's emphatic trolling, Shields uploaded a post on X claiming that Tank did not hold positive feelings toward Devin Haney. Tank really just doesn't like Devin Haney and it shows. Davis responded to the post by openly declaring his dislike for The Dream. "I don't like you, Devin, and the rest of y'all. Now what's up?" One individual agreed with Tank in the comments section and took a dig at Shields. Finally, someone said it, cause she's really shady too. Davis responded by making a derogatory remark about the Olympic gold medalist's appearance. "I would be too. Look how she looks." Interestingly, Claressa Shields also took notice of Gervonta Davis's statement about her appearance and responded in the comments. Shields shared that she planned on taking a shot at Davis in a song.
This all started off with, me saying I was actually supporting Amanda Serrano, but, they're promoting her or whatever the case may be.
"I'm dissing you on a song next, midget. I got a great verse for you, champ." And in another interview, when she was asked about the ongoing back and forth between her and Tank, and just before the reporter could complete his statement, she interrupted saying, "Damn, Tank." She then continued after she was informed by the reporter of the Gervonta Tank Davis and Frank Martin press conference that was holding the next day, saying, "I don't give a damn where he's going to be at. I won't be there. That's all I got to say to him, and I hope Frank Martin tears his butts everywhere balloon." And one more time, Claressa Shields had a word for Gervonta Davis. She appeared on an X space she hosted to fire shots at Tank Davis. She said, telling him to get off his gimmicks and go work on his boxing career.
Olympic gold medalist. There you go. Right, it's the same way that you carry yourself. So I don't gotta kick him while he down.
Guy, go win some belts. You sit up here, tweeting. Are you that lonely? Go find you some friends, she said. She further questioned why he was so distracted, concentrating on trolling her, Floyd, and the Haneys when he had a fight. What's wrong with you, boy? Aren't you supposed to be focusing on your fight? What are you doing? I was hoping to run into your little self in Vegas. I was hoping for it. Because just like you talk about your stuff, I'm gonna talk about my stuff, but I'm gonna come with facts.
He down. That's like knocking somebody out and then jumping on them and keep hitting them. They out. It doesn't matter what kind of videos Jake Paul put up about him.
Shields continued trolling him, claiming he was helped by Floyd all through his career and would be nowhere without the boxing legend, further accusing him of biting the finger that fed him. If you didn't have Floyd hold your hand, I don't know where you'd be at. Floyd's got to hold your hands. Pick your fights. That's why you're not going to get inside the ring with Shakur. That's why you haven't fought Devin. That's why you fought a weight-drained Ryan. However, a very important scenario that would have sparked Tank Davis's anger was the fact that Devin Haney had the last laugh in their feud after Floyd Mayweather's intervention. Following Gervonta Davis's win against Frank Martin, the former lightweight champion uploaded a video of a training session between Davis and Devin Haney to his Instagram account. The video lasts 18 minutes, and in it, you can see the boxers exchanging blows with protective equipment while Mayweather clearly coaches Haney. The video does not have much that is extraordinary. What has caused suspicion in the boxing environment is the moment that Mayweather chose to release it. On fight night, Tank scored another victory, beating Frank Martin by a resounding knockout in the 8th round. The fight marked the debut of streaming giant Amazon Prime in boxing shows. The win solidifies Davis's position as one of the pound-for-pound best of the moment, granting him leverage in negotiations for a rematch with Ryan Garcia or a fight against Vasily Lomachenko. Some think that the video was a petty attempt by Mayweather to tarnish Davis's victory somehow. Although, if that had been the end, the boxer-turned-promoter made a mistake, as in the footage, you can see an out-of-shape Tank holding up without a problem against a Haney who was in fighting shape. Others think that it was a way to cause excitement due to the recent arrival of Richard Schaefer to Mayweather Promotions. Interestingly, Floyd Mayweather was the last victim of Gervonta Davis to be wrongly accused, and just like he's doing to Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis had trolled Floyd Mayweather for making a random statement, which he had thought was a shot at him. Back in April, a few days after the big fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, Mayweather went on a rant targeting an unnamed group of boxers. He called them out for not taking the craft seriously and instead focusing on their appearance in the ring. Pretty boy Floyd then used his career as a point of comparison. The athlete argued that they're only looking at the finished product of who he is as inspiration, not the work he put in to get there. Davis, however, took his words as subliminals, aimed at him, and responded. Gervonta went to Instagram to rip into his former mentor. He asserted that Mayweather shouldn't be worried about him and should be focused on escaping an alleged hostage situation in Dubai. He reposted Floyd's rant and began his brief attack. Guy says all this nonsense, but he's in Dubai and can't leave because he's been taking guys' money and not doing what they paid him to do. The guy's a freaking hater, Davis typed in response. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.